Celebrity dating patterns usually get written off as gossip, but Leonardo DiCaprio's systematic approach to relationships reveals something far more disturbing about power dynamics in our culture. Let me show you why this matters way beyond Hollywood.
You know what's fascinating about this? The sheer mathematical precision of it. Every single girlfriend has been a model under 25, with most relationships starting when they're around 20 or 21.
And here's what makes this pattern so revealing. It's remained completely consistent for over 2 decades. From Gisele Bündchen to Camila Morrone, each relationship follows the exact same trajectory.
The timing is almost algorithmic, isn't it? The way these relationships end just before or right when these women turn 25.
Well, that's exactly what makes this so intriguing from a power dynamics perspective. When you map out the data, you see that these aren't random choices. They're strategic decisions that maintain a specific kind of control.
And what's particularly striking is how this intersects with career trajectories. These women are usually just starting to gain visibility in the industry when these relationships begin.
Right? And that's where the power imbalance becomes really apparent. You have someone who's been a Hollywood powerhouse since the early 90s dating women who were literally children when Titanic came out.
The industry experience gap is staggering when you think about it. Most of these women are just beginning to navigate Hollywood, while Leo has decades of connections and influence.
And here's what's really telling. None of these women have ever spoken out about their experiences afterward. The silence itself is a form of power dynamic at play.
Well, that makes sense when you consider the potential career implications. Speaking out against someone with Leo's influence could have serious consequences in an industry built on relationships.
You know what's particularly fascinating? The way this pattern has become so normalized that we've turned it into memes and jokes, which actually helps deflect any serious criticism.
Oh, that's such a good point. Or the humour almost acts as a shield, doesn't it? Making light of something can be a way of avoiding deeper examination.
Exactly. And when you look at the broader cultural context, you see how this fits into a larger pattern of how power operates in Hollywood. It's not just about age, it's about maintaining control through very specific relationship dynamics.
The way these relationships affect these women's public identities is interesting too. They often become known primarily as Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend, rather than for their own accomplishments.
And that's another form of power at work. Their individual identities get subsumed into his narrative. Even years later, they're often referenced in relation to him rather than their own careers.
The psychological implications of this pattern are fascinating. How does someone maintain personal growth when they're consistently in relationships with such significant power imbalances?
That's such a crucial question, because what we're really looking at is a system that allows someone to freeze their emotional development while maintaining their cultural relevance.
And the way Hollywood enables this is telling. The industry seems to have different standards for men and women when it comes to age and relationship dynamics.
Let me share some statistics that really drive this home. The average age gap in these relationships is 23 years. That's not just a preference. That's a pattern that maintains a specific power dynamic.
The consistency is what makes it so striking. It's like watching the same script play out with different actresses every few years.
And here's what makes this relevant beyond just celebrity culture. It's a perfect case study in how power operates in modern society. The way it masks itself through charm, status, and carefully managed public image.
The way this intersects with media coverage is fascinating too. The press tends to frame these relationships very differently than they would if the gender dynamics were reversed.
You know what's really telling? The way these relationships never create scandals. Everything is managed with incredible precision, which itself is a demonstration of power.
So what does this tell us about how power dynamics evolve, or don't evolve, in our society?
Well, it shows us how certain patterns of control can persist precisely because they are wrapped in acceptable packaging. When something is presented as charming or traditional, we are less likely to question its underlying dynamics.
The way this pattern has remained so consistent over decades really speaks to how effective it is as a strategy for maintaining power and control.
And that's really the key insight here. This isn't random, it's strategic. Whether conscious or unconscious, it's a pattern that serves to maintain a specific kind of power dynamic that benefits those already in positions of authority.
Looking at it this way really changes how we might view similar patterns in other contexts, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And that's why these conversations matter. They help us recognize patterns that might otherwise go unquestioned, not just in celebrity culture, but in all aspects of our society where power dynamics play a role.